Oh, I don't have any music. Hold up, we gotta fix that. Hi, welcome. I'm your host, elizibar, and we are gonna be doing this super elite pro level ultra omega stream here in just a second. Gosh, I'm going too fast. I gotta make it a quick one though, cause I have been coughing. Well, yesterday I was coughing a bunch. Today not so much, but I'm all like, not feeling so hot from all that coughing. And frankly, I don't know that I even, like, my voice sounds okay. Okay, there we go. And what the hey happened to my camera? I guess it's a little better. Alright, let me get the books out. My original plans for tonight were much more ambitious than what we're going to do. Because we're just going to look at the books. And it should be pretty quick. Like, I was going to go for like an hour and a half or something tonight, but I don't think I can. My throat. Yo. I shouldn't have done that stream yesterday afternoon. That was a mistake. I mean, quick as you're watching Dynamite. Oh, man. Good times. I don't watch Dynamite till tomorrow. So I always watch Dynamite on Thursday. But hey, if you were angling for the, secret hashtag or whatever, man, I understand. Watch them commercials in the picture-in-picture. Let's see, 50-cent bin books. You are first on the docket. Yeah, I was like, what the hey? I saw this sitting there. And I'm like, I like Thanos. So I went for it. Probably a mistake. And I've never read one of these all the way through. So I thought, hey, I'll get this Superior Spider-Man thing and I'll give it a try. Plus it's number 2. Clearly, number 2, issue number 2 means that it's actually, like, valuable, right? It's as valuable as number 1, right? Right? The answer's no. I don't really know a whole lot about this. Is this that run where, like, Death was no longer looking like, a skull? Wow! Okay, I went from, like, this is some of the worst art I've ever seen in Marvel, to... She actually looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's actually kind of fun, the way she looks there. Oh, this is the run where they took all those villains they used in the Infinity War movie from, isn't it? Wait, is he hanging out with the Void? Looks like he's hanging out with the Void. Whatever. I'll look at it, see if it's any good. Superior Spider-Man. Let's flip this open. He's fighting Terrax? Isn't the Superior Spider-Man like Dr. Octopus? Oh, look. I remembered right. Alright. This is so stupid. Doesn't really catch my eye. Okay, that's pretty cool right there. I gotta give him, like, credit for that one. But isn't he just, like, doing the, like, the Scarlet Spider? Right, weren't the Iron Spiders, whatever the, like, trio of dudes that had the mechanical, like, Spider-Man suits back in Civil War, like, isn't he just doing the same gimmick? And then the one book that I was actually excited for, I'm pretty sure I didn't have Shadow Man number 10, so I got it now. You see Spidey fighting Terrax? Yeah. You would think Spider-Man and Terrax would not be in the same league. I mean, the spider sense that Peter Parker has kind of gets him, like, at the foot of the cosmic, like, level, because he can always dodge things he can't, actually dodge, just because he preternaturally detects them. So I can kind of like dig with him being able to, like, be on that battlefield. But come on, Terrax is like a herald of Galactus. Spider-Man ain't got no chance against that. That's like that one Carnage book where Carnage possesses, like, the Silver Surfer. I don't think so. But at least the symbiote's a weird alien thing, so maybe that makes a little more sense. Oh, that's pretty cool looking. You're in Shadow Man. So, glad I picked that one up. Now, new books. Wait. Some of these are old books. Yeah, okay, hold on. I just accidentally picked up old books I still got to do reviews of. So this is stuff I still got to record reviews for. I actually have reviews recorded for a whole lot of books now. So there'll be a couple days where I have like 2 reviews going up at a time. But I thought Vlad Dracul was supposed to come out today, but they did not have it at my store. There was also like the Cyberpunk book, I thought, but that was also not present. So not sure 100% what's up with that. Oh look, a comic with inks. Yeah. So yeah, there were 2 books I thought I was supposed to get today that I did not get. We will actually save these for a special treat. And I got Vampire Masquerade #1 over there. I got to do a review of it. It was actually a lot of fun. Actually had a lot of fun reading it. So I'm pretty hype. Well, I shouldn't say hype. I'm pretty expectant that I'm going to keep enjoying the book. The art had the right kind of like moody aesthetic. Felt very like 90s Vertigo, which is how the book, in my opinion, should look. It's how the book should behave. It should look like that. Kind of dark, kind of grayed out. The subject matter was pretty dope. I have not seen issue 3 of the Chicken book. I have not seen it. And judging by the commotion on Twitter about the Chicken book ain't out yet. Because everybody's still like, it's not completed. And Mitch Brightweiser did a Red Rooster drawing stream yesterday, I think? So he is actively working on it. Which means, yo, it ain't done. So, oh look, I open up the book, and we just see the title of the book. That's... What vanity leads you to waste 2 pages like that? Oh look! That guy is gonna kill somebody. What a surprise. Woo! That is some strong language, but I will allow it. I will allow that, because I don't believe in suppressing what people say, and that's not like particularly like vulgar either, so I think we can allow it. Oh! Hey, the monster. Once again, the best part of Something's Killing the Children is when the monsters show up, because the art style actually lends itself to making the monsters look really creepy. I just wish the art style made the people not... Okay, she actually looks pretty creepy there. There's something wrong with her eyes. There's just... And her lip. Like she's doing the Elvis, like, lip curl thing or something while she's got, like, fish eyes. I mean, maybe she's just been up for, like, 3 days, and that's why she looks that way. I don't know. My uncle's favorite book. Something is killing those darn kids. Oh, boy. I keep hoping that this book isn't going to make me want to mock it. I really do. I want that. People keep telling me. Every week. No, every month. I see people online talking about this like it's the best book out there. And I just don't understand it. You know, is this like, why kids don't like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or whatever? Like, I don't know. Yeah, you know me. I had to go for more death metal. Not really sure what to expect in here, but okay. Opened it up to here, and Swamp Thing is looking really cool right there. Man, I still got like 2 other metal books I got to read before I even get to this one, so this will probably kind of languish over there. Oh my gosh! Dude, speaking of like crazy Swamp Thing stuff, I don't even know what's going on there, but I love it. I love that. Look at that nonsense. Looks cool. Now, I gotta wonder, like, how this fits in with, like, the Justice League Dark stuff, right? Like, is Perpetua... Are the, like, the Upside Down Man and his creatures, like, are they from so far outside the universe that they're from outside Perpetua's control? Does she, like, destroy them all? Like, I don't understand how that fits into this when we have literally rewritten reality to make the death metal universe possible. Like, nothing makes sense timeline-wise. It hurts my head. And I gotta pause, because I might be about to cough. So, Not pause. You know what I mean. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Let me get that BRB off the screen. Sorry about that. I had to get a drink real quick. So this looks like it's got a lot of crazy cool looking stuff in it, but who knows what it's actually about. I don't have a clue what it's about. And then lastly, we got Justice League Odyssey 24. Cyborg is Darkseid's Titan. Oh, sorry about the cough. I should not have made that funny voice. That was a clear and present mistake. I love his face over there. This looks... Actually, I like this cover because this looks like the poster for an 80s like sci-fi film. Like, think about it. How many bad, low-budget sci-fi movies in the 80s like had something like this? Or even the 90s for that matter, where you've got like a disembodied head, you got some people in a generic pose, and then you've got like something else to draw your attention. Like, that's exactly what this looks like. It's like, what did the poster for Robot Jocks look like? Like, come on. This looks like a Corman movie. Yeah, not quite what I was going for, but I think it kind of gets the point across there. Like, look, you just kind of got like some generic stuff going on, and then you've got like something and lots of red. Oh, look, that's what it looks like. What about the Cyborg? Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme. What did the cover for that look like? I know I've seen something that looked a whole lot like this. Oh man, that one's even messier. This cover is even messier, yo. Look at this mess. But you kind of see what I'm like saying, right? You got like a disembodied head. You got some people. You got like a generic background. There's just nothing in the foreground except this dude, really, to draw your eye. So I kind of like that cover just because it's ripping off so many old bad movie posters. Let's flip the book open and see how the art looks. Looks like the last, 8 issues or something? Which means if I sit here and I look long enough, I'm going to start seeing the way the 3D models are positioned and things like that, and I'm not really going to like it too much. But up until that point, man, I just had to flip to this page, didn't I? Now, maybe they can get away with this because they're sisters, so they probably should generally have a similar build. But it's the same 3D model being posed. Right down to the same face. You can see it in the line of the cheek. The only difference is she's got the, like, chin guard thing going on from the headpiece. And she doesn't. But otherwise, these are, I'm pretty sure, like, the same models with the hair done differently. Oh, why did I look? Why did I look? I did that to myself. And that was a mistake. That was clearly a mistake on my part. Can't wait till it gets canceled. Ugh. I just want the plot to finish. How hard is that? You've had 2 years of Darkseid traipsing around somewhere. In fact, this book should just be called Darkseid. Survival. Like, that would be a good name. Like, think about it. Think about it. This book is all about how Darkseid is surviving the end of the universe in multiple different ways. Why don't we just call it Darkseid Survival? It probably would have sold more than Justice League Odyssey. Because people go, oh man, Darkseid Survival! It started with such promise, too. It really did. Oh. It really did. Just gonna put that aside. Just gonna put that over there. Just... I don't want it to get canceled. I want the story to end. We've had 2 years and like 4 story arcs, and each story arc has just led to the next story arc. We've never gotten a resolution. The heroes have never actually won any time that they haven't been playing into Darkseid's plan, except for Jessica Cruz's inexplicable survival because her Green Lantern ring absorbed the Omega beams somehow. Don't know how any of that makes sense. Alright. Uncanny X-Men. I feel like I should recognize that cover, but I don't. This is from issue 211, which is actually really close to one of the other True Believer books. The one from like last week with Wild Child, I think. Didn't that have... No, it wasn't the Wild Child one. It was the other one that I'm blanking on that was all about Madeline Pryor. She was in the hospital. The Marauders went to kill her. This is totally related. You know what? Yeah, I vaguely remember this, but it's been like 20 years or more since I read it. Just League always has 55 books, just be JSA and JLA, and that's it. You know, we'll get to that in just a second. It's the Massacre of the Morlocks. Which is a good issue because this stuff happens. This is what I remember from the issue. From whenever I read it before. It's a good issue though. And let's see, what is this New Mutants one? New Mutants Empath. I own the original of this, I'm pretty sure, because it's New Mutants 16. Interesting. Man, for a second, I thought like she was smoking a hookah or something here in this panel, and not just lighting candles. Apparently, I'm just too tired to be looking at comic books. Oh, yeah. But this is like some pretty classic stuff. New Mutants was always okay, if not maybe a little better than okay. And then once Rob Liefeld took over and it transitioned to being X-Force, it really kicked off. Because he came on at, what, issue 87 or something like that? And he took a book that was going to be canceled because it was selling like less than 100,000. Just imagine that. Just imagine that universe. And he made it sell, you know, like 1 million. So he saved the book and then turned it into X-Force, led by Cable, instead of by a supervillain. What is it with the X-Men and all their supervillains turning into members of the X-Men? They're like Suikoden up in here, man. Great game. You know, like, oh, this general has massacred thousands of people. Well, let's hire him. And of course, since you're trying to get the good ending, you hire him. But, like, come on. None of that makes any sense. This is a great looking page. I love all the facial expressions everybody has. Look at her. That is just mean. Emma, what you're doing is mean. You need to stop doing that. You know, you can take the supervillain out of, you know, the club, but you can't take the club out of the supervillain, I guess. Is kind of where I was going with that, and it sounds weirder. Shows good his job. Yeah. Alright, anyway. Back up here. So, yes, I agree with you. There shouldn't be, like... What are there, like 4 Justice League books or something? Like, there's 3 ongoings. Jail Dark, Jail Odyssey, and Justice League. So there's 3 books going. The main Justice League book is bi-weekly? Yeah, bi-weekly or semi-monthly. So what they should have done, and this kills me, and I know why they don't, because for whatever reason, people in comic books hate numbers that go above 1. But like if I was running the show at DC, which I'm not, there are people who are supposedly really good at their job running DC. But you want to have a bi-weekly story and 2 separate monthly stories. So why don't you make it one series and then you rotate through the different stories? Because there for a while, I don't know if they're still doing it in the main Justice League book, but one issue would be about the heroes and the next one would be about the Legion of Doom, and they would flip back and forth. I got like 10 issues that I bought for half price that are like that. So why wouldn't you continue doing that here? So like week 1 is the heroes, week 2 is the Odyssey story, week 3 is the villains, week 4 is Justice League Dark. Just rotate through like that. You keep all your plots synchronized, and then when you have your big event show up, where's Metal? Like this, you just start dropping it into the Justice League series. And so I don't understand. Like, okay, I do understand because they want to sell like 50 books a month. Like, I understand it, but all these things are interconnected and part of the same story. There's no reason for it to be 4 separate titles, a series of mini-series is really, like when you get down to it. The whole Batman Who Laughs stuff has taken place in like 4 different mini-series plus the Superman Batman ongoing, leading up to the metal event, or death metal event. It should have just been like one ongoing, published weekly, covering all these topics, because this is the main title. This is the main plot line of the whole DC universe. It's your flagship thing. There's no reason to split it. I mean, they did that with, Countdown, right? Like 10 years ago. In the countdown to whatever stupid event it was, where Flash rewrote the universe again. Like, they've already done that weekly model. That was how 52 ran. And that's cool. Like, you could have done that right now. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or, I said, in one of my videos for, death metal, there's like a death metal book coming out every week. So why isn't death metal just a weekly book? Why is there... Hold on. What do I have over here? There we go. Why isn't it just like, you have Death Metal 1, and then you have like 3 tie-in issues that are 2, 3, and 4. Then you have Death Metal 2, then 3 more tie-in issues. That's what they're publishing it as. That's how the cadence is going, is every week there's a Death Metal book. This should be like Death Metal 10 or 11. Like, if your tie-in book is important, just make it part of the title. And these tie-in books tend to be important because they're referenced in the main story. So just make them part of the main story. Don't split it up. You will have people going, oh man, that death metal thing is so cool. They took this little side story in this issue about the Trinity Crisis, and it was awesome. Yeah, man, that was so cool. Oh man, they did an issue of death metal that was just some really cool, like, backstory, side story type stuff. It was awesome. Yeah, I know. Did you read that one that's like the prequel, the issue 0? Oh man, that was so cool. Because that's what this is. This is like issue 0. So just treat it like that. Don't play these semantic games with number 1, number 2, reset it to number 1. Oh, it's a one-shot, but it's not really a one-shot because it's actually the 10th issue of the story. Like, if you want to know why comic books are failing, that's part of it. Right there. You cannot start at A and get to Z. You can't just go like this. You have to go And then maybe eventually you get over here. It's like reading, wow, I just blanked. No Man's Land. Like, I read the collected trade of that. That whole story arc. And it's all like, we're going straight forward from A to B to C to D to E. Like, the story's just going from here to here. But instead of just being in, like, published in Batman, 621 through 754 or whatever, like just one big long thing, it's spread across like a half dozen other books. Look at 2000 AD, they're on issue 22. People don't care about the numbering and all the renumbering, and one-shots confuse readers. You have 15 Dark Knight Death Metal books. Yes! No, books don't have a problem getting new readers. That's the thing. If you're honest, if you are honest with your presentation, with your story, and just go, yo, this is issue number 22. Check out the 17 cool things in this book. People go, man, there were 17 cool things in that book. And they'll buy it. Nobody, I shouldn't say nobody. There are very few people who are fans of comic books today who did not start being fans of comic books when the issues were not in, numbers were not in the hundreds. There's like some really old dudes, I'm sure. There's like some guy that's like 99 and he's still got his Batman, first appearance that he bought when he was like 5. Like, okay, there's that guy. But for the majority of readers who grew up and started reading comics in the Silver Age, the Bronze Age, or the Modern Age, well, whatever you call the age that was like the 90s and early 2000s, like that era, up before we got to super reboot madness. Sorry, I hate having to pause here. I got to cough again. That is so not what I wanted to click. Let's try that again. There we go. Like most comic book readers, the ones that pay the most money are also the ones that started reading these things when they were kids. When Spider-Man was in the 300s, when Detective Comics was in the 600s, when Batman was in the 400s. Like, that's normal. Action Comics, like 700. Like, it's okay. Nobody had a problem just jumping onto comic books. You got an ongoing title, it's got a big number, that must mean it's really good because it's been around for so long. But then the 90s hit, and the 90s started like doing all this, oh, number ones get a big bump because we have convinced people that number ones matter. When it comes to any of these things, it's not necessary to read more than like the last 2 issues usually. Like, I know what you're saying with like Batman from the Golden Age, because all that stuff is thrown out. In fact, like, you don't need to read any DC stuff from before the last reboot. None of it matters. Marvel stuff is a little trickier because technically I think everything is in one big continuity. But also there was that time Franklin Richards rebooted the universe, so, I don't know how you want to treat the Fantastic Four number 1 from the 90s, like 1997 or 96, that is just a retelling of the Fantastic Four number 1, but different. Like, there's a weird reboot in Marvel, but you don't even need to read that. You don't need to know about Peter Parker in high school to understand Spider-Man. You just need to pick up Spider-Man and start reading it. Like, my first comic book issue that I ever bought was like a Web of Spider-Man, like 37 or something. And then I had like Amazing Spider-Man 2 278 or something. It's got a spider slayer on the cover, and he's wearing the black costume instead of the red and blue. Like, those are like some of the early comic books I bought or traded for. Excuse me. And that's just jumping into the middle of a story and going. If your story cannot survive being jumped into in the middle with a little bit of recapping for the reader, then your story should not be told in a serialized medium like this. You should just write a graphic novel. You should just write a trade paperback. Like, that's what you want to do. Otherwise, you should be writing your story so that somebody can jump in the middle and go for it. It's a little hypocritical of me because, I read this kind of stuff, and like if you picked up Blood Realm number 2 here without reading Blood Realm number 1, you would probably be out of luck. You probably would not have much of a clue really what was going on. You got to read that serially. But at the same time, there's no reason why you should be serializing stories into these little pieces when they're meant to be told as a big chunk. What book was it I was making fun of? Vampirella. It was Vampirella. That should have just been a graphic novel. Maybe a series of them. Because the story as written in this monthly format makes no sense. It spends too much time jumping from time A to B to Z to Z to Y to Q to P back to A. Like, that book is all over the place. There's no reason it should be sold in this little teeny tiny format. Dynamite should have just been like, yo, Christopher Priest, you wrote this like a graphic novel, we're going to print it like a graphic novel, and just shipped it out that way. They wouldn't have made as much money, but it would have been better for the story, better for the art form to do it that way. Sorry, I totally had to mute there for a second. I could get worked up into a really good rant right now, but it would be a bad idea. This little bit of talking I've done has already got me, like, my throat's starting to hurt again. So I think I gotta call it, everybody. Just for, I don't want to lose my voice reasons. Maybe I'll go get some hot tea instead of some iced tea and see if that helps soothe my sore throat. The dumb thing is, it's not even like I'm sick. I was attacked by the worst thing possible yesterday. A little tiny flake of a potato chip. And I've been coughing ever since, man. It's brutal. It's like WWE people are too complicit with the system. I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. Frankly, I'm going to make a statement and then I'm going to end this. I'm going to end this party. DC and Marvel need to stop. And I say this as somebody who loves dearly these characters and reading their exploits. They need to stop. And I don't mean they need to stop these practices. I mean they need to stop. Disney should probably hire IDW or somebody to write their Marvel books. Because whatever editors they have there at Disney working for Marvel are clearly not doing their jobs. They're just taking a paycheck. Same thing over at DC. AT&T just needs to farm this out. Get a bunch of artists who are indie and work for Dark Horse and just start making Dark Horse DC or something and just go there. Oh hey, I forget, was it you, Eli Easy, that asked me to look for milestone books in the 50 cent bin? I did not find any. If that was you or somebody else, let me get that statement out there. I didn't find a single milestone comic in the 50 cent bin. I mean, I didn't go through all 2,000 comics down there. 3,000 comics down there. But I flipped through like 3 of the boxes looking to see if I'd see anything, and I didn't. It was you? Okay. I didn't see any milestone stuff. I didn't see static or nothing. So I gave the old college try. I'll keep my eye out for you. I'll keep my eye out and see if I see any. But, yeah. Yeah, there's your update, man. I gotta go. I'm dying. Sorry about that. I think I muted in time. Take care of yourselves. You have a great day, all of you. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I sure hope to see you again next time. I really wish I could go longer, because I would have liked to have done some bagging and boarding on stream so I could just chat with everybody, but that ain't happening today. Enjoy your dynamite. I hope tonight's program is really good. I'm going to have to check it out tomorrow.